so many different structures here. So if you wiggle your fingers, all right, so those are all your finger flexor, or your extensors, so your extensor digitorum, and you can follow those. The white stuff, we can change the depth here. So now we'll get a little bit prettier picture.
This is so cool.
But those are bones underneath there, and you can kind of follow and see, like, okay, well, is there a tendon that is, and I'll try to get a stopping point so I can at least point out some things. You can easily see a vein there, I hope. That blob in the middle of the screen right there, that's a compressible vein. And then there's tendons right there, those are the fingers. So you can move your fingers, and then we can go over here, and we can find your wrist, and that's your wrist extensor right above there. And then on the side, you can get a pinky finger on the edge there. There you go. And
Cool.
to the, I mean, to
Wow.
the layman, it just looks like, you got to drink the Kool-Aid to see what the scrambled television is looking like. But we're going to delete that
Wes.
right now.
Yeah, no, come on, Wes.
Yeah, we're going to delete it.
No, it's
But
going
yeah.
to a kernel. It's all good.
Yeah.
Let's go into a doctor. He's a doctor. He's a doctor, 06,
Good.
nice
That's
guy,
good.
right?
All right. Sounds good.
Okay, yeah, so,
So it's really useful in that regard. And really, like, a couple quick things. So for knee fusion, you got somebody out in training, really, like, even in the BMT setting, they have an acute knee injury, you can throw this on the knee and say, hey, is there swelling there? If there's no effusion, there's probably not something intra-articular going on. If there is an effusion, you'll see it, right there. You can't really argue that. And that could say, okay, well, do we need advanced imaging? So right there on that initial spot, you can say, do I need to waste the time to get an MRI for this student? So it's a pretty useful thing. There's little nuanced ways to apply it in the training setting, but I don't know if you have any sway in this decision, but basically the BMT folks, and that wasn't meant to sound disparaging at all.
Sorry.
This is a whole different issue.
different story, sorry.
But you've got 3 sports docs with the 559th, and they could easily take this out to the spoke if they're allowed to see folks out at the spoke like they had been previously, and they could get a quick assessment of folks to say, hey, does this person need to stay in training? Are they at risk if they stay in training? And they can make that decision hopefully on the spot as they find new applications, because they're using ultrasound back in the clinic setting. It just gives you that extra stethoscope, that extra objective measure. So I think they're 2 separate issues, but if you look at it in this light, maybe it gives a little extra impetus to get them back out to the spokes. It really is a access to care type of issue for sure.
You okay with being on camera?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, we're kind of walking the dog on the DHA policy on places of care